Hello Eternum and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news, and this is the War Report. No change in the dynamic of Eternum last night, as you might expect after an evening of peace. KOTT News took advantage of the peace to prepare for tonight's fights. Looking at the weather, and it's going to be another beautiful day of sunshine all afternoon long. But look out after sundown, when corruption invasion forces will rise up across 30% of the island. 7 roster submissions for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard! Tonight, the forces of Outcasts assault the vault of JDB's kitchen in their bid to steal away the island's financial capital of Windsward. Outcast forces involved in 3 fights tonight, not submitting their final rosters until the last moment, keeping everyone guessing as to their true intentions. JDB's decision-making process is simple enough. With 3 fronts to defend tonight, they'll likely prioritize the ones that will fund future endeavors. Meanwhile, the Marauders of bottom of B-tier Dodgers attack the Syndicate members of JDB's kitchen for control of the arid desert dunes of Brimstone Sands. Dodgers' forces return to the desert seeking to plunder the riches entombed there. But will they be forced to fight their way through the heat in order to achieve it? JDB's kitchen staff have shown in the past the ability to defend 2 regions simultaneously, and on a full night's rest, they may commit their forces entirely to these 2 financial districts. Simultaneously, the Syndicate members of Pharmaceuticals challenge the champs of Outcasts for their heavyweight title and the right to rule over Everfall. Big Pharma make their way into the ring, singular in their focus to knock out the champs and begin their own Neverfall run. But will it be so simple? As the new heavyweight champions of Eternum, Outcasts are off to an auspicious start. With a simultaneous defensive effort elsewhere, surely they'll prioritize the heavyweight title. Elsewhere on the island, the Covenant forces of Error.pxp assail the Syndicate members of JDB's kitchen for control of the island's secondary oil reserves of Cutlass Keys. I'm not sure if Error.pxp are opportunistic land seekers or anxious war seekers, but in any event, they have the first of 2 simultaneous offenses against a distracted JDB here. Knowing that Error forces will themselves be divided, it may be likely that JDB will count on a highly trained group of mercenaries to hold them off. Or then again, maybe they show up en masse. To the east, the Marauders of Unethical assault the Covenant forces of Outcasts for control of the always uncontrollable Restless Shore. Unethical forces, always willing to do what it takes to take some land, take a stab at Outcast while they have 2 other decisions to make. But will decisions work out in their favor? Outcasts continue to ebb and flow in their influence across the island. But have they perhaps converted more members of the citizenry into a second Covenant of Outcasts by chance? But wait, there's more! The Covenant forces of Error.pxp assail the Marauders of Emotional Damage for control of First Light and the flow of the spice. Error.pxp, in their second of 2 fights here, may be fielding 2 full teams. But if they're able to scrape up mercenaries from somewhere, they could theoretically get 2 pieces of land. The CEOs of Beijing Corn have been hard at work at the hyssop and spice production facilities, and they're not going to let a bunch of error messages slow them down now. In the late night matchup, the Covenant forces of Coconut Wireless attack the Marauders of bottom of B-tier Dodgers for control of the bear-infested deep forests of Brightwood. Coconut Wireless executing their right to rematch for the Northern Forests, having been deposed by the Marauders only last week. But with all the chaos tonight, it could be anyone's game. The Marauders have been hard at work clear-cutting the forests and plundering the unlimited resources for their unquenchable lust for consumption. Except when there's a fight, they always have time for a fight. Be sure to tune in for complete coverage and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.